Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. It's underscore Gintu. Back to the roots, and we have to make it happen. Today we are here one-on-one because I've been hearing that much of the people they think about Gintu cannot come to this kind of the route again. They're just worrying a little bit. That's just too much of the noises of the field. 2-3 fields here. I think the Mwango here a little bit. The construction is ongoing as usual, and everything has to follow the channel as always. It's always getting, and I'm gonna be getting to the real Esquire. I think the construction is on the edge and is undergoing here, and everything is so fantastic. I like about it because there's somebody who was talking about, Gintu, you understand, it's gonna be a little bit of a problem whenever you're gonna be coming to this kind of the route. Much of the people, they have a problem. Already the construction is ongoing, and we think about everything is just more fantastic. The DV is oncoming, and everything is so fantastic. We're gonna be here to make sure that the report is gonna be coming as usual. So there's no one who can just mahind herself and talk about, Gintu will never come to this kind of the route. Always available. And I've heard the Gunimo talking about ABCD. I wanna be around. There's no one who will ever talk about, Gintu should not come to this kind of the site because of ABCD. That's just the stupidity of the quagmireization here and there. We have to be there so that they can just make sure that everything is put onto the route. Exactly. So I'm just having a way to make sure that everything is possible to the grassroots here. As far as the construction is ongoing, nobody is bothered with that one. And what we need is to get forward. Exactly. So we are at the route. Somebody's talking about, Gintu is always filming this kind of the position every ABCD here and there. So I want to show much of the people that not that the work continues as usual, and we're gonna be making sure that the report is gonna be coming to you live, which is one-on-one with the maize plantation here. We're gonna be getting to the far end of making sure that we're going to be getting the real point of getting us back to the center and understand what's really popping out, because I've heard about again the boy who sold the land to Dimwango needs another compensation of land. How is it going to be handled at that kind of rate? And I'm here to deeply understand, are they the same people who want to lure him again to make sure that he's going to be selling another land at which kind of the rate, at which kind of the moment? Because we are here in the village, and you're going to be coming one-on-one, and everything is so fantastic here. So once a journalist, always we have to get forward. That is the fantastic thing that we have to do at the grassroots. Nobody will ever come to intimidate that, when we want to cover it up, that there's something which is bringing shenanigans, bringing problems. We're going to be there to make sure that we are getting the real report from the village, from each and every kind of the side, to make sure that the report is reaching where necessary, because as far as we will ever be keeping quiet, the more the misery. Wow, fantastic. I'm here at the River's position. Fantastic here, exactly. So everything is so fantastic here. So the route will not give you a problem. Whenever Gintu is there, the route is always ventured into, and I'll find it. Exactly. So we are back to the system. And we are back to the genotypic area that we always broadcast it live one-on-one and make sure that everything is following the channel. Exactly. So guys, as far as everything is in concern, I'm here to determine, understand properly, is it really that the brother to Ernesto again gonna be selling the land? And who is this person who is citing all of this kind of the things to happen? And also talk about at Peris's place. This is where much of the people are passing, including the Jamaican uncle. They don't have a road to access there apart from coming from the top. So they're just accessing this kind of the Mwango's villa and talk about their own hooligans. They're just accessing this kind of the panel using Persis position. Yet they talk about, oh, Persis is a bad person, A, B, C, D. But everything is possible. And to the real esquire of the moment, they have to understand that everybody has his own punctuality. Even some of the timbers, they're here already to be transported to that kind of the site. I know it's just for the site demarcation. That is possible. So we are not interested. This way yesterday it was so combined with much of the people here talking about they came to make sure that I'm here to get much of 2-3 shenanigans of understanding what's really popping out at this kind of the rate, and how is it happening, at which kind of the rate, at which kind of the moment, and everything gonna be coming to you live, which is one-on-one at this kind of the site. And everything is propagated the way it is, just always heading forward, and we're gonna be getting to know because I'm getting to that kind of the site. Niaje mura kofiti. Exactly. So we're going to be getting to know exactly what's really popping out at this kind of the moment, and to know, is the land having a problem? And who is this kind of the person who is citing the lands to be sold up to this kind of the time? We are trying our best to make sure that nobody is got to this kind of the trap of the hooligans. It's gonna be getting to the trap of this kind of the guys here. They think about everything is just being cited, and right now it's claiming about, oh, you know, the land that was given with my parent, it's not enough unless they have a bigger one. That's the problem with leak, and the problem whenever it comes to what? Whenever it comes to educational purposes and also determination, and using, they think about whatever you're going to be doing is using the small effort as possible to gain a lot of money. That's what they think about, and this is what the boys now are just determining. I think I ever saw this kind of the gentleman talking about there might be much of the eggs here, and I don't know how it's citing that much of the eggs are just deposited at the banks of the wall here. And I think it was just the contentization that was coming during that kind of the particular time. He was just losing the momentum and talking about, how am I going to do the content? So he had to come and talk about, oh, you know, the guinea fowl are always coming to lay much of the eggs here. There's no eggs here. Don't ever like much of the people here. Exactly. So another maze stuffs here to make sure that we are just passing perpendicular. There's no much of guys, this kind of the efforts to make sure that you're going to be getting everything clearly evident from the grassroots, to make sure that everything is so fantastic at this kind of the rate of the moment here. Wow. We get to the clear field here. Guys, this is the plot of Ernesto's father that is bringing much of the problem. Here we are sweating, and everything is have to sweat, so as everything will be coming to you live, which is one-on-one, and everything is so fantastic here. So this is the plot, because you can even see at this kind of the rate. This is where the pillar is of, I talk about Marwa's a plot is just reaching. This is talk about Ruby Girl's plot that was sold at that kind of the juncture. From here you see this kind of the pillar is where now Ernesto's plot, the fathers to Ernesto's plot is, and this is the second big brother to Ernesto, who is covering this kind of the space. But who is this person who is claiming still to get this kind of the land, and who is citing them to make sure that this kind of the land gonna be eaten again? Who is this kind of the person? We are here to dip and drown and to eat, to understand who is this kind of the people who are just talking about, oh, this is a local fish pond here. Yes, it's a local, but it's gonna be very fantastic whenever it comes to the reproduction site of the fishes here. So nobody's interested whenever they say that, oh, it's a local, because they don't have, even right now, theirs it's just drying, and to that kind of the position they're talking about. So this is one of the uniquest fish ponds here, and they're just talking about, how can I get such kind of a one? So this kind of the plot that is just having this kind of we can call it I say somebody has built up there something at my plot there. I'm gonna be reaching there, so as I can just understand, to understand really what's really popping out. I'm gonna be reaching that kind of the place. Exactly. So this is the space, and you can see where the sugar canes are. I think you can see at the upper section where the sugarcane structure or sugarcane plantation is. That's where the firstborn brother is given the plot, and this kind of the plot until where the wall is. This is the secondborn to Ernesto, the secondborn to Ernesto's home, and is the one who is handling this kind of the position. So right now they are claiming to come down and attach up to this kind of the walls. How is it going to be handled? Which kind of the strategy are they using? If you can just remember, there's a time I passed to Ernesto's home. I got one brother who was talking about he was being chased so as it could not be reflected at the party during that time, and he was formulating much of the bricks. If you can just remember that kind of the guy, I'm the one I'm just talking about right this kind of the time. And here, guys, due to unconditional circumstances, we have to pass. Whenever there is water, we're gonna be passing, so we can just have the content coming, and that is our responsibility. The shoes are gonna be so dirty, but the responsibility is to make sure that the video gonna be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Exactly. So we're gonna be jumping here, but the shoes here gonna be now looking very tight and unconditional at the same time. So I'm gonna be rubbing them a little bit. Make sure that everything is so fantastic here. So we have to pass. These are the shoes, and to make sure that the content is coming. Exactly. So this plot here is from Ernesto, but no, from Mugesis, but the father already had taken it to another level. So this one it's not claimed much. But why are they claiming from Ernesto's home only? Every time and then they're claiming from Ernesto's home. It's because they have known that maybe there's something which is very unique, and to that kind of because somebody cannot depend about, oh, this is the plot I need, and alluring much of the young generation with much of the liquor. I don't know why, if their children will be lured with liquor the way they're just luring other people's children with liquor, so they can just take much of the things like the plots and heritage. And I don't know why. And it's the same pattern whereby Ernesto told us that that kind of the land gonna be fenced, and also it's gonna be, I talked about it's gonna be starting today, because he talked about it's gonna be provided with much of the security, so as the land will not be having any kind of the chaotic things behind the scene. But everything is possible. Let's wait for that kind of the moment. Whoever gonna be bringing much of the shenanigans, we are there to film and also bring it live, which is one-on-one. Back to the fish ponds here, and this is the week for renovation. Talk about it has rained cats and dogs, and I think when this kind of the hostile moment that came of my father, deceased or demise of my father, we had to relax a little bit, and that's why you see much of the fish pond is now looking a little bit tidy. But I'm gonna be having much of the boys coming inside here to make sure that it had already even collapsed. So it has collapsed from at the top side here, getting inside. But it's a small work that we're never gonna be bringing much of the people. They'll just deal with it perpendicular. So it's still collapsing a little bit, and I think it's gonna be handled with a lot of care. So there's too much of water at this kind of the juncture. So I'm gonna be coming back to this kind of the point. This is where I talked about in the funeral service that this kind of the point we're gonna be having talk about Mr. Sigano also. This kind of the land was promised to, and it's just mine at this kind of the rate, and everybody acknowledged it, because much of the people will be talking about, oh, because my father reached there, even this kind of the plot, why only Gintu should just get this kind of the plot. So my father already, before he could just rest in peace, he just put it one-on-one, so as everybody will just understand that this kind of a particular plot is not for anyone, it's for Gintu. That's the point we're going to be getting forward at that kind of the juncture. So, and also to make sure that we're going to be producing much of the fish at this kind of the point and make it happen. So I see much of the 2-3 people, they are just there and they want to graze, but I'm just looking at them with sympathy, because they don't know the real thing that it's going to be falling onto them. They think about it just coming and grazing and leaving. But why are they always, because guys, sometimes we have to understand, why are other people cultivating their lands into fully, and they want to go and use other people's plot for grazing? I don't know why people have such kind of the habit. You have cultivated it fully, and nobody has any kind of a space of talking about you're going to be tying even an animal. But whenever it reaches to other people, you're going to be talking about, oh, I have to do A, B, C, D, which is very awkward and stupid at the same time. So I'm going to be getting to the other land that is bringing much of the problem. And I'm going to be alternatively going about it because I understand. I was being invited to the party and I declined because I knew that they are looking for something that they're just luring into, so as I can be part of their program. And they start talking about now we need, you understand right now, Maro is not expanding to the other spaces, but is expanding the plot upwards. So that is the plot there. So he's expanding it upwards here. So to the upper section we are talking about, I have another plot there that is bringing much of the problem that I'm going to be reaching there so I can just analyze. So to the real fact, Matiko's plot is here. And Matiko already has been oriented with this kind of bad boys. Already they are talking about they're going to be clearing much of the money. So I am out of that one because I told him that he should come so I can just offer him a job. And he just oriented himself to go to Murimi, the brother to Ernesto, so as he can just be a driver. But what we need is the job to be done, and also to be outside here working, not relaxing and talking about, oh, how am I going to do this, how am I going to do this. So it's a matter of working. That's what we are just looking forward to, make sure that everything is so fantastic at that kind of the rate. But I can just remember Ernest saying that he was told he should not consume liquor. But guys, to the real fact, I'm telling you, it's now he has liquored properly. You can find him even at night, staggering to find a way. And to that one, we are just out. Even me, I'm just out of that kind of the juncture. I'll not be part of the program at this kind of the time whereby you tell people, you analyze it, that please don't do this. They think about you are giving them a hectic time, you are envious of them, something which is not heterozygous to us, and I'll not deal with such kind of the quagmires at that kind of particular rate. So I have to make sure that I'm remaining with a little bit of money to do for Godi the son to Matiko, some 2-3 shoppings here. It's because of whoever sent me that kind of the shopping to go there, and I got a tragedy abrupt, so I had to keep the money. So as I'll just go there whenever I find a good time to do the shopping, so as I can orient much of the people to the shopping, and also go there and visit Agodi, so I can just make sure that everything is fantastic. Let's get to the other brim point to understand what's really popping out at my plot. Let me go there. This is the forest for talk about Maro here, and he's claiming to expand the land upward here, but the small plot that he sold or he bought for talking about I've bought for a fun talking about they're gonna be planting much of talk about the fruits. It's just in front here after this kind of the sugar cane, and at that kind of the juncture I can talk about that guy died. So whenever he just purchases much of the plot from you, he'll make sure that he's declining you to the fullest. Even the brother to Ernesto, I'm just having sympathy with him because they're gonna be dealing with him circumponiously, and at that kind of the juncture they're gonna be having a problem. And that is it, because much of the people who are owning much of the lands that they are struggling also with, they are always having a problem. This is where my father came at the last point and talked about this is where the plot is. Guys, this is the plot I'm talking about. The whole of this kind of the trees, these trees are mine at this kind of the point. These trees are mine. And the term I was using that this kind of the space here, it's becoming a problem to him because it's in the frontward of his plot, and we are having so many people are harvesting sand at this kind of the point. And this is the field, guys. You can see this is the field, and you can see Amaro compound is here. So this is the plot that is bringing much of the shenanigans here, and they're just talking about, oh, we should just sell to them because it's just occupied at the front yard here. So I don't know which kind of this kind of the people are just bringing much of the sand out of this kind of the space. I don't know, and they have not asked anyone to harvest sand at this kind of the point. I don't know who is this person, and it's a very huge amount of sand. It's just removed here, and I don't know who is this kind of the person because to the other panel, this is where Amaro is. So we are just very close. So you can even see they're just heaping here much of the sand, and there's a person who is removing it. I don't know who is this kind of the person who was given the mandate. You can ask right now, be told, oh, your father gave me the promise so I can just take care of the land. But the real fact is nobody has the access to harvest sand at this kind of the point because they are just making this kind of the river to sunken and also become a problem at this kind of the point. So at this kind of the rate I talk about, we are having a problem here, and this is the plot that Amaro is just claiming every time that, oh, please, can you sell it to me so that I can just build Airbnbs here. Nobody is going to be selling this kind of the land to anyone because right now they might be timing, oh, now the father is no longer available, so we have to make sure that we are just come to the negotiation. No, it's gonna not happen, and that is the failure that they are just doing at this kind of the point. And I talk about that will never happen at this kind of the rate. So you can see the talk about the erosion that's just happening here, the collapsing of the land, and this kind of the land, it's having much of the trees. This is the relaxing area that we are just having here, the spot to make sure that everything is occupied with space, and nobody could just come and interrogate and talk about, oh, this kind of the land belongs to A, B, C, D. Nobody. So this kind of the land is under protection of Gintu. So even we have a seasonal river that we were just fetching much of the drinking water, very natural. It's having at this kind of the point. You can remember there's a time the maids who were just at the villa were talking about, oh, I'm going to fetch water. Even the manager used to come here and fetch much of the water so as they can just drink. So it's very pure for drinking, and I can just say that it's something that it's very, very unique at this kind of the juncture. So you can just carry them, get the stuffs off and drink water. Very, very, very clear. The spring water, it's just here. Wow. Yeah, very nice, very nice. At this kind of the time, guys, at this kind of the spring water, it's the one that even Amaro they are using, and they're coming to fetch at this kind of the point. So when we are making sure that we are conserving the environment, we mean it. Everybody is just sharing here, and so many people are coming to withdraw water from here. Very good spring water, and it's not seasonal, it's just a permanent throughout the season. And we always talk about we have to restore the springs and make sure that everything is so fantastic at this kind of the point. So as far as everything is in concern, we have to absolutely understand that everything is getting forward to the brim point. Here we are. So as they are just claiming, they know there's a very much inheritance here. Talk about whenever they're going to be talking about, oh, we're going to be building here much of the Airbnbs here. So it's going to be having an attraction that, oh, we have natural water that it cannot go off. And you understand it's a blessings whenever you can just buy a land and get that you are having a spring coming out of it kind of the position. So it's something which is very unique and very useful at that kind of the point. So we're gonna be making it happen and everything gonna be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Vipi mra? Kila kitu iko fit. Waka gesere. Kama pesa kwani gari haiwezi ingia? Bado. Ni wapi panasumbua huko juu? Usini stock. Oh, ni stock. Oh. Yeah. So I was asking about this kind of the sand they're just harvesting here. It's just a stock for next generation, to be used in the next generation. That is very fantastic. And that's the way we're going to be getting forward. So guys, keep it tuned. We're going to be logging in and making sure that you're just looking very keenly at the rate at the moment. What's really popping out at which kind of the rate way of getting forward. Keep it tuned. Keep it locked. Guys, I have God here and God, simama kidogo. Mambo vipi? Uko fiti? I have Godfrey here and there's a person who told me that, oh, Gintu, can you just go buy him the pillows and also the shoes? And unakuanga na viatu God? Za shule? Za nyumbani ndio hauna. So, thank you. So I want to go and buy him right now before the time will just end a little bit. And this is their way. This is where they're just passing. There's no way, but we have to formulate where the way is to make sure they're gonna be. What we need is at the long last, we found where the way is and we just get to the town. So there are so many of the blackjack here. Yeah. So this is their way coming out of home. So we are just going to town right now, me and Godi, to make sure that I'm just buying him much of the stuffs that remained, as we're going to be processing everything and everything going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Keep it tuned. I just left my bike at Mogesis position and that's where I'm just heading to make sure that I'm scrambling with the way here so as I can just reach that kind of the area. So even here we don't have a bridge here. The bridges we have to jump like bears. How are they called? The wild beasts. Let me see. We have to go through this kind of position. And yeah, these are just the ways that we're gonna be having at this kind of the point here. Wow. But you have to understand, because they are the ways that we are having. We cannot change. Guys, to the real fact, let me say this as the end, as we are just getting to the end of this kind of the video. For the fact, we have a problem that we encounter, both as the people and both as the people disposed or deposited at this kind of the area. Both of us, we share the common ancestor, the common people who are there to evolve, to become, and to be who we are. But how is it strategically, in a way that out of all the spaces, out of all the areas that are having much of the problems with land grabs, talk about Anessa has talked about they are having a problem with land grabs up to this kind of the time. Why is it ventured into one family? Or is that land having something unique that other lands don't have? That is the question that we are asking. And the person who has talked about they're going to be coming out with this kind of the strategy to fence Ernesto's land. They are having a good strategy and I appreciate it because it will minimize the harm. It will minimize talk about the village smuggling and also the hatred that's going to be there, because it will reach at a time people will not be facing each other. They'll be talking about, oh, you know, you are the one who took my land. Oh, you know, you are the one who is making this kind of the misery to happen that way. Oh, you know. So it will be, you know. So who is going to be talking about that, you know? How is it going to be handled? Quagmire. So that is why we are depositing ourselves into this kind of the land smuggling, land grab, so they can understand properly where is it coming from. Is it the conduct who is economizing the whole of this kind of the scenario? It has reached a time we are being told that whenever we are passing, the roads will be blocked to us, and it's a road that is passing, the permanent road. But at the end, you'll be told that you are no longer needed to pass at this kind of the road. Because of what? They know that something deeper is cooking. You can understand Gunmo is right now talking about Gintu. Gintu is not a person to be told that you have to pass which kind of the space. Gintu can pass in which kind of the space, any point, any area, any site. As long as I reach where I need. That is the real. I work as a police. That is it. And whoever is talking about, oh, Gintu, I don't know, A, B, C, D, let them try it. Whoever thinks about they can fight me, let them try, because they'll be doing something which is very orchestrating and very unconditional. That is the prompt that I always bring out as a fact. And that is it. Because to the real fact of the time, still even right now the way we are just talking, they're just here, they're just listening to this kind of the point I'm just putting, because already marhaba mambo uko fit, yeah? Already as we are just speaking, the construction has already commenced. Talk about the D Villa, and Amaro is the one who is handling it. Nobody is having a problem with that one, because he's always looking for the content also. And the real fact is that whether he's looking for the content, we are looking for the content also. And as long as even he may understand, the content is very hard and you have to strive. That's why he's not making the content from his home, he's making from the sister's home. So you can just make sure that he's acting in a way that is the one managing this kind of the project. It's like Nasto. He's talking about, yeah, my sister's project. So as they can trigger much of the donations for the support also. And also is making sure that much of the people are watching also, to make sure that they're going to be citing and helping it to grow, which is the best way. And I said the brotherhood they're just doing, it's very courageous and it's very nice at that kind of the juncture. And I like about it also. So the point they're talking about, they're going to be blocking when they're just filming videos from each and every kind of the section, talking about, oh, I mean, I don't know where, filming people. Is it in a way that Gintu is not filming also? But the good thing is we are from the same village. Nobody can talk about I'm coming here to intrude. I'm coming from the same village. So, and we have to exercise the duty that the video has to come out. Like right now they're just listening and they're attentive. Why are they not attacking him? It's only Gunmo who is thinking about it, is more serious, is more gunic. He can just strategize himself and attack Gintu at any kind of the point. He's just misled. And that is the stupidity of the highest order. And I'm going to be pinpointing it direct that I'm not interested with a baby boy like Gunmo, because it's just a minute organism to me, for me to handle also, because he thinks about he has having much of the temper. So he thinks about, he's just an immigrant here. So he thinks about he's going to be bringing his own of stupidity to this kind of the village, and also think about going to be conquering. So Gintu is unstoppable. And as they have to understand, today, tomorrow, I'll be passing by clearly one-on-one. And whoever thinks is a man also will just stop me so they can just feel the bruth. Because the last time I warned, and he greeted me very conscientiously, talking about again to please, I'm sorry. So I asked him, am I filming you? Between right now, I want to film the video. So I can just film you part of the Rizbashia. And the point that we're just talking about, who is making a mess? Who is messing? This Muges' position here. And I had parked here this kind of, the motorbike. That's very awesome. And that is the point we are just talking about at this kind of the time. And to the real reason of reasoning, today, tomorrow, or tomorrow but one, what are we doing as a village? What are we really doing? And when a person is talking about you should not move from one place to another, and they think about they own the place because they came and founded the area, and they're just thinking about they're going to be owning the whole village. And it's the same, they are bringing much of the people from outside, giving them until the roads, selling until the roads. I'm talking about, oh, you know, this kind of the road belongs to me. At the essence of the time, that area they're talking about, it's a road also, a reserve, a road reserve for something that they're selling even to this kind of the Europeans, talking about, oh, the Wazungu come so they can just get the lands here. But at the end, this kind of the people have a problem, like they will be evacuated. They'll be talked about what are you having at this kind of the rate. Right now everybody is thinking about they have money at this kind of the time, but somebody like Gunmo, what kind of the money is talking about gonna be having? And he's just constructing a simple gate there, and he's talking about the gate should not pass by, and he's talking about just filming the gate. Which kind of the gate is going to filming at that kind of the point? People having gates, billions of gates. He's talking about 10,000 Kenya shillings here. He's talking about is a gate that he's talking about at this kind of the time. So he should just be vigilant and stand still and understand that much of the things gonna be coming. Be a man, don't be a goon like more at every kind of the position. Keep it tuned, coming back. Guys, back to the shoe rank here. Everything is just ranked here like something else here, and everything is so fantastic at this kind of the spot. So we are here with the Godfrey here to make sure they're gonna be getting a very nice shoe. Muraini leather. We want a leather. Hii ni plastic, muraini kitu kadogo. No, I want something very nice. Yeah, very nice. Amechagua booty? Hii ndio amechagua. Something like this one here. Pima hiyo. Something nice for the church. And I want to give priority to Godfrey to select whatever he feels very comfortable with. Yuko fiti? Yeah, wagwan. Vai ingine. Ni gani ni hii?
Hebu namba tuone imeandikwa namba ngapi. Toto.
Hii namba?
34.
Inua kidogo. Number 36. Yeah, number 36. Ndio hii? Number 36. Guys, we are getting it here so we can just have it ranked at this kind of the number. We're gonna be having a little bit of the music coming from outside there, but I think I'm gonna be audible enough at this kind of the juncture so as you can just alternatively think about how we're gonna be solidizing this kind of at the matter once and for all. And I've met much of the people talking about, oh, you're gonna be getting smaller a little bit right now. It's because of some of the 2-3 stresses here, but I'm gonna be building it up. I'm gonna be eating much of the food right now. Fantastic. Hakuna? Number 36. Ile ingine hapa ndio ile. Hiyo ni ndogo. Number 36. Kiasi tu. Guys, we are just looking for number 36 here. Body iko fiti? Iko fiti? Yeah. Kupatia na socks 2-3 hapa. Everything gonna be so fantastic here. So we're gonna be getting him some pillows also. Uko na mapillow mra? Pillow. Yeah, I need also pillows here so they can just be very awesome. Oh, I like this kind of the nature here. Very nice. Very nice. Wow. So they are just you can call them the guinea fowls here, and I like the environment here. Umeipata? Number 36? Okay, number 36. Okay. Va hiyo tuone. Va. Socks. Where are the socks, man? Socks za watoto? Songa huko nyuma. Wagwan. Look at now how Mr. Godfrey is. Godfrey, say hi. Hey, everything is good. Wagwan. Now Godfrey is looking so carefree, and he's looking very nice with this kind of the shot. But I don't know if it's new or it is only God knows. But looking so nice at this kind of the juncture. So socks. Or pillow. Yeah, pillows are here, guys, double. And I think they're just cotton, and they're gonna be so fantastic. You're gonna be calculating how much gonna be it cost. So it's being polished here to make sure they're gonna be looking so nice. So socks is called? Exactly. We need some of the socks. Sasa hiyo ni shilingi ngapi mura? Hii. Hiyo acha maneno mingi mura. So you're gonna be looking, if you're gonna be a good fair price, you're gonna be buying two. You're gonna be selecting a new, brand new, another one. Wewe nitengeneze 1000 mura. 1000 ni chague ingine. Hapana. Acha cha kuongea. Guys, I'm looking for another one. Godfrey. Number what? Number 29, very small. Nipatie kiatu fit ingine. Isikuwa tena sport. Ama uko na za nyumbani kodi. Unataka hata hiyo? Select. Chagua wewe mwenyewe kitu unaona iko fit. Iko fit?
Hii ni 33.
Hiyo ni ndogo. Chagua. I want Godfrey to look for another boot. So you can just go to that kind of the point. I don't know. Hii hapa. Number 37. Ama hii ni plastic. Hii ni nani mura? I want leather. Leather. Iko chini. Hii hapa. Let's see this one here. Number 36. Godi, look at this one. Angalia hii. So angalia hii. And if we don't find it very nice, we're gonna be having this one here. God should go to church. Huh? Yeah, even this one is very awesome for God. I don't know. Hiyo kwa sawa? Sawa God. God. Au ndio nataka kuweka? Haya, weka ndani.
Ingiza kabisa. Hivi ndio hiyo ingine.
Kwa sawa? Unaonaje hiyo? Iko fiti?
Iko smart.
Ama unataka hii? God is denying. God doesn't want to go to church. Yeah. So we have so good shoes here. Look at even this one here. Very nice. It is number what? This is a little bit smaller. Ini ndogo. 35. Inaweza tosha Inaweza tosha. Bra. Unganya kidogo vitu toma haya mangana.
Kidogo aone kiatu kingine
ni kubwa. Number 40. Number 40 is up. Bodi chagua. Kati ya hii na hii gani iko fiti?
Test.
But we can ama tununue za shule. Ama tununue za shule, si ndio? Tuchague ya shule. Achana na hii. Ama hii na hii ni gani fiti? Hii na hii. Ni gani nzuri? Hii ni nzuri. Na hii? So unataka gani? Hii na ingine? Chagua mbili. Hii na hii. So amekataa hii mra. Guys, he has denied this one. So twende na hizi mbili. Gani? Hii hapa. Ngapi? 1500. Hiyo tunarudi mpaka 12. Air Max, I know Air Max, but we have to go back until whenever we will find it good. So, ingine ya shule kidogo?
Ndio hii.
Ya shule? Yeah, for the school. Exactly. I like this one. I want to go and learn. Hiyo iko fit, ya shule haina maneno mingi. Vai. Uko na socks ya shule? Socks ya shule iko? Safi. I'm asking about if you're going to be having the socks for a school. Yuko sawa?
Umetoa? Unaweka mguu straight. Ama kuna karatasi juu. Umetoa?
Aingi?
Hebu toa ni.
Lakini kimefika mwisho. Imeingia? Iko sawa? Haya, rudi nyuma tuone. Quiz. Guys, I'm checking for the school if it's very nice for the school. Yeah, I think for the boys, I think it's not much heavier. I think it will just work properly. How much mura?
Nani?
Hiyo. Wewe acha maneno mingi mura. Acha maneno mingi bana. So nachukua moja, mbili, namba 3. So package for me 1, 2, 3. Na pillow. How much is the pillow?
Pillow 750.
Both of them.
Ayumia
500 huko.
Ndafanya 600.
Wewe waacha mura 600 flat. Sasa nifungie 1, 2, 3 calculation. How much? Yeah, calculate it very fast.
Ebwenda kwa Eva kupe ile.
So 600, huh? 600, plus
600
plus
tuko kwa gani?
Hii.
Hii na kufanyia 7.
Mia saba.
Akienda.
Haya, sawa. 7.
Plus gani?
Gani hii hapa? Hii.
Gani hiyo? Kienda kufanyia 950. Badala ni kufanyia nini 1000 hata 950 hiyo.
900 mura. Kwa 900.
900.
Kwa 900.
Hiyo ni 50.
Haya.
Hii inakuwa 30.
Sawa.
Imekuwa 3550.
Haya, ongeza pili ama ushaongeza?
Pili 600.
Oh, sasa viatu si ni mara tatu, si ndio? Haya, thank you. Nifungie hizo vitu chap. So guys, we have just already oriented much of the things. I think you're going to be having much of like 3 legged shoes, so you can just be wearing whenever you're going to be finding it good for him to go, and everything going to be so fun. They're going to be packaging much of the shoes here, so you can just leave this kind of the site with an immediate effect. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. We're going to be back to you live, and I'm going to be having one cape. Hey, sell me one cape, man.
Yeah, then
which one of the following is good? Give me red.
Red.
Yeah, give me red. Give me red. I want to be wearing the red one here. The red one. No, squeeze it, man. Yeah, squeeze it a little bit.
Amekuwa kidogo, amekuwa kubwa.
No, kubwa kidogo. Hapo ni karibu. Hapana, yezi ingia. Eka vitatu. Hey hapo. Yeah, that way. Thank you. So, we're going to be awesome. Am I looking characteristically nice? I think so. And they're going to be reflecting, yeah? Exactly. So guys, keep it tuned, keep it locked. I'm going to be coming back to you and to this kind of the position. As we're going to be tanganizing this kind of the video at the end of this kind of the position, keep it tuned, keep it locked. We're going to be back to you live, and we are here to make sure that everything is coming. We're going to be having some of the copyrights coming from this kind of the site, but we don't have much of the hesitation here. I'm going to be back. Haujanipatia socks. Unanionea? Hey. Hey, socks. Yeah, I need some of the socks also, so they can just have this kind of the movement. So guys, I'm gonna be going back to Nyaboanse, so you can just keep it locked. So let's go with it.